The most recent episode kept exploring the depths of Tim and Hawk's relationship during the crisis. It still didn't provide an explanation for them. Primary do is split, though the circumstances would probably have an impact on Tim and Hawk's bond and put their relationship to the test since. Things are anticipated to take a dramatic turn in the next part. The scene of this week's episode opens directly outside the M35 office, where Senator Joseph McCarthy's Subcommittee of Investigations works to identify and apprehend alleged communists and subversives, a term that is once again essentially code for queer people we observe as a man who is likely just lost his entire career of work due to mere suspicions about his sexuality leaves the office and undo his time. The viewer is not given any verbal explanation of what is happening in this scene, yet it is obvious what is implied in addition. Having watched the first episode of House of Cards, I believe I have a good idea of what to expect when a suicide on television is going to startle me. The scene in which this man walks into oncoming traffic is foreseeable, but it doesn't make it any less frightening. What makes it even more distressing is the contrast between the happy shoppers and the sight of a dead man who will never celebrate another Christmas. A quick trip back in time to the 1980s reveals that Marcus Hawk and Tim's acquaintance is still residing with Frankie, his lifelong lover. Alongside Tim, the two men have settled in San Francisco, a gay mecca, with their apartment serving as a temporary haven for young LGBT children. The group gets together to see their old friend Roy Khan, where Khan angrily disputes that AIDS is killing him. This transports us to the 1950s, during the height of Khan in Mayer's influence. This means, in Khan's opinion, that David Jean, who is drafted into the army over his strong objections, must get special treatment, weekend passes, a luxury apartment from which Shine may work throughout the day, and customized boots are all demands made by Khan, implying the kind of close relationship between the two men that the two are purportedly trying to avoid. The army sends a memo to McCarthy's office in response to Khan's demands, threatening to file charges against his subcommittee if these demands are not met. Mayer's entire office might be examined in front of cameras, allowing the public to witness the proceedings should these allegations be brought. This is when McCarthy truly began to perspire. If you are familiar with how his reign of terror came to an end, Hawk, meanwhile, is aspiring as well. Because he finds a letter summons him for an interview from McCarthy's subcommittee on his desk, he is unaware of who has attempted to expose him, or why only that his formerly impenetrable facade has weakened. The slick snake-like Hawk kills the verbal exam, speaking and even walking sufficiently like a straight man to satisfy the subcommittee, if only for that one day. Tim and Hawk get extremely concerned when they learn that he must return for a polygraph. This episode is incredibly compelling because it demonstrates the full extent of Hawk's steely resolve, and Matt Bomer excels at conveying menace. Hawk looks back at the official doing to receive latest notifications by your favorite shows, movies, a series. Subscribe and press the bell icon. Also like and share our videos with your friends and family.